My name is Julian Cross. I'm 29 years old, and I've been in love with a woman 13 years older than me for the past 8 months. The problem? She doesn't think she deserves to be loved by someone like me. Let me tell you something about myself. My name is Julian Cross. I'm 29. I'm a freelance graphic designer, which is a fancy way of saying I work in coffee shops, wear the same hoodie 3 days in a row, and convince corporations that their logos need more emotional resonance. I'm not rich, I'm not particularly ambitious, and up until 8 months ago, I thought I had my life figured out. Keep my head down, do good work, avoid complications. Then I met Rowan Ashford, and everything I thought I knew about myself went straight out the window. Rowan owns a bookstore cafe on the corner of 5th and Maple. It's one of those places that feels like it exists outside of time. Exposed brick walls, mismatched furniture, shelves packed with used books that smell like memory and nostalgia. She bought the place 6 years ago after her divorce, poured everything she had into it. It's not just a business to her, it's a refuge. The first time I walked in there, I was running from a deadline and desperately needed caffeine. She was behind the counter, arguing with some guy in a suit about why The Great Gatsby wasn't overrated, pretentious garbage. She was destroying him, politely, with references. I fell a little bit in love right there. She's 42, 13 years older than me. She has auburn hair that's always escaping from whatever bun or ponytail she's tried to wrestle it into, green eyes that look like they've seen too much, and this smile, God, this smile that makes you feel like you're the only person in the room. But here's what you need to understand about Rowan Ashford. She doesn't let people in. She's warm, she's kind, she remembers your coffee order and asks about your mom's surgery and recommends books like she's handing you pieces of her soul. But she keeps everyone at arm's length, especially men, especially younger men. I didn't know why at first. I just knew that every time I tried to get closer, she'd smile and step back. Every time I made her laugh a little too hard, she'd look away, like she was scared of what might happen if she didn't. So I developed a strategy. I started joking about it. You know, Rowan, one of these days I'm actually going to ask you out. She'd roll her eyes, pour my coffee, say something like, "Sure you will, Julian," and I'd leave wondering if she knew I meant it. It was a Thursday in late September. The cafe was empty, rain was coming down in sheets outside, drumming against the windows like the world was trying to drown itself. I'd been sitting in my usual corner for 3 hours, pretending to work on a rebrand for some tech startup. Really, I was just watching Rowan. She was restocking the shelves, humming something under her breath, some old Fleetwood Mac song, I think. She was wearing a faded Nirvana shirt and jeans with paint stains on them, and her hair was falling out of its bun in that way that made me want to reach over and tuck it back behind her ear. She caught me staring. "You know," she said, not looking up from the books, "most designers actually look at their screens when they work." "Most designers," I said, "don't have you in their line of sight." She laughed, but it was different this time, softer, like maybe she was tired of pretending she didn't notice. I don't know what came over me. Maybe it was the rain, maybe it was 8 months of biting my tongue, maybe I was just tired of being careful. I closed my laptop. "Rowan," she turned. "I need to tell you something." Her smile faltered, just slightly, but I saw it. "Julian?" "No, listen," I said. "I know I joke around a lot. I know I say things like 'one of these days' and make it sound like I'm not serious, but I am. I'm so serious, it's actually kind of terrifying." She went still. "I think about you constantly. I come here every single day because being near you is the best part of my week. And I know you think this is just some crush or whatever, but it's not. I see you, Rowan. I see how kind you are, how smart, how you light up when someone asks for a book recommendation, how you remember everyone's names, how you're so scared of letting anyone close that you've convinced yourself you're not worth caring about." Her eyes were glistening now. "So yeah," I said, "one of these days I'm going to ask you out. Actually, screw that. I'm asking you now. Rowan Ashford, will you have dinner with me?" The silence that followed felt like falling. "Before we go any further,
Take a second to join this family by hitting the subscribe button. Drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from. I read every one of them. I've got another powerful story coming tomorrow, and you won't want to miss it. Now, let's continue. She stared at me. Her hands were shaking. I could see her throat working like she was trying to swallow something sharp. And then she said it. "Doesn't it bother you that I'm older?" Her voice cracked on the last word. I felt something break open in my chest. "What?" "I'm 42, Julian." She was crying now, just a little, and trying to hide it. "You're 29. You're young and talented, and you have your whole life ahead of you. And I'm a divorced mom with a teenager and a failing bookstore and crow's feet and—" "Stop." I stood up, walked over to her, slowly. "Rowan, look at me." She did, barely. "I don't care that you're older," I said. "I don't care about any of that. Do you know what bothers me? What actually bothers me? That you think any of those things make you less. That someone convinced you you have an expiration date. That you're standing here, the most incredible woman I've ever met, and you're apologizing for existing." A tear slipped down her cheek. "You don't know what you're saying," she whispered. "Yes, I do." She stepped back. "Julian, you don't understand. I've been here before. Younger guy, older woman. It's exciting at first, then reality hits. You'll wake up one day and realize you want someone who can give you kids, someone who doesn't have baggage, someone who isn't you?" She flinched. "I had a daughter," she said quietly. "She's 17. Her father left me for a 26-year-old colleague 3 years ago, told me I had let myself go, that I was boring, that he needed someone who still had life in them." My jaw clenched. He was an idiot. "Maybe," she said, "but he wasn't wrong. Look at me, Julian. Really look." "I am looking. I've been looking for 8 months." The rain got worse. The power flickered, then died. We were stuck. Rowan lit candles. We sat on opposite sides of the counter, the silence thick between us. "Tell me about your daughter," I said, finally. She hesitated, then smiled. "Her name's Maya. She's brilliant, wants to study architecture. She's the only thing I got right." "Does she know about me?" Rowan's eyes widened. "What? Does she know there's some guy who comes here every day and stares at her mom like an idiot?" Despite everything, Rowan laughed. "She asked me last week if you were my boyfriend. I told her you were just a regular." "And what did she say?" Rowan bit her lip. She said, "Mom, if a guy that cute was looking at me the way he looks at you, I wouldn't call him a regular." "After David left," Rowan said softly, "I didn't date for 2 years. Then I met someone. He was 34, charming, said all the right things about how age was just a number." She paused. 3 months in, he told me I couldn't introduce me to his friends because they'd judge me for dating someone so much older. Said I should be grateful he was willing to overlook it. My fists clenched. "That's why you keep pulling away," I said. She nodded. "I can't go through that again, Julian. I can't be someone's secret, someone's experiment." "You wouldn't be. You say that now. I say that always." The rain slowed. Rowan made us tea by candlelight. We talked for hours, about her dreams of expanding the bookstore, about my fear of never making it as a designer, about her daughter's college plans, about my parents who had been married 34 years despite everyone saying they were too different. My mom was 7 years older than my dad. People talked. They didn't care. They're still disgustingly in love. Rowan smiled. "That's sweet." "It's possible, Rowan. That's my point." She looked at me then, really looked. "Why me?" she whispered. "Because you're you. Because I want to be better. Because when I'm here, I'm home." Her phone buzzed, a text from Maya. Her face went pale. "What is it?" I asked. "Maya's asking if I'm okay. She saw my car still parked outside." She stood up, abruptly. "I need to go. This was a mistake." "Rowan." "No, Julian, you're 29. You should be out with people your own age, not sitting in the dark with a middle-aged woman who's too broken to—" "Don't." My voice was sharp. "Don't do that. Don't run because you're scared." "I'm not scared. I'm being realistic. You're being a coward." The words hung in the air like a slap. She grabbed her coat, walked to the door, and left. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I went back to the cafe. She wasn't there. Her employee, Marcus, shrugged. She called in sick, first time in 3 years. I knew what I had to do. I showed up at her house that evening. Maya answered the door. "You're Julian," she said, smirking. "Mom's in the garden, and for the record, I'm Team You." Rowan was sitting on a bench surrounded by overgrown roses, staring at nothing. "I'm sorry," I said. She looked up, eyes red. "I shouldn't have called you a coward, but I meant everything else. I don't care about your age, Rowan. I care about you. And if you need time, I'll wait. But don't push me away because you're afraid. Take the risk. Take it with me." She stood, walked over slowly, and kissed me. When she pulled back, she was crying and smiling at the same time. "Okay," she whispered.
Okay? Let's try. Let's actually try. Behind us, I heard Maya cheer from the window. If stories like this stay with you long after they end, then this channel was made for you. Subscribe and stay with us. And before you go, tell me, do you believe love always finds its way back?